Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that I'm not going to delay a life-benefiting surgery? Okay, this is so stupid and I truly believe I'm not the asshole. I, am 24, am supposed to get a nose surgery the first week of September. I've been having some issues after a broken nose for a while. The worst part has been the breathing. I can't sleep some nights because my breathing is so terrible. My girlfriend knows this and was supportive of the surgery. Since we live together, she'll be taking care of me while I'm a bit out of it. I was showing her picture of someone after the procedure and she immediately changed her tune. Her sister's wedding is at the end of September. She didn't realize I'd be all bruised up and stuff and need a bandage for a bit. She then asked if I would put it off until after the wedding. I told her absolutely not because the surgeon's office is booked up until at least November. Even then I can't guarantee my work schedule will line up with the surgery. I have 2 weeks currently scheduled off of sick days I'm using. She said it won't look nice if I show up to her sister's wedding looking like that. I said she's being ridiculous and that no one is going to judge me for having a life-benefiting surgery. We argued about it and I decided I'm getting the surgery. I don't care what she says. She's now acting like she won't help me out after the surgery. I think she's being ridiculous. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole, obviously. She is more concerned with your appearance than your health. Not the asshole. You're right. I doubt people will be judgmental considering you needed surgery to better your breathing. Girlfriend seems too concerned about looks, reputation. If she refuses to help care for you, I'd reconsider the relationship. Oh yes. You are not the asshole here. I think you may have already known that though. How old is your girlfriend? Sounds like she's pretty immature to prioritize a wedding over your surgery. I'd discuss this with her some more. Let her think on it, she's got some growing up to do. Not the asshole. It's unlikely you'll still have bruising by the time of the wedding. My bruising was ghastly when I had mine, 4 years ago today. But it looked pretty dang good within a couple weeks. Good luck. Not the asshole. You're not obligated to sacrifice your health for someone else's aesthetic desires. Your girlfriend asking you to is unacceptable. OMG, is she serious? Waiting because of someone else's wedding? No, get the surgery. Not the asshole. If it bothers her that much, she should go to the wedding alone. Am I the asshole for training my neighbor's dog to stop acting wild? I have a neighbor with a small yappy dog and it seems like she's never trained it. Every morning she sits out on her porch at the crack of dawn with this yappy dog and I hear wild-ass barking, her yelling, no, and, shut up, and increasingly wild barking. I don't think the dog even knows, quiet, or, sit, or whatever. Last week, my neighbor told me she had a family emergency and she was looking for a pet sitter, she'd pay. I offered and she took me up on it. So I took her dog in for a few weeks and along with watching him I started teaching him, quiet, and, sit, and then combined them. So on my command, I was able to get him to sit down and stop barking. Then I worked in a bunch more commands for the same trick, so all the trigger words I taught were, sit, quiet, no, shut up. Stop it, shut it, hey, and, God damn it, which were the things I heard my neighbor yell at her dog the most. So basically by the end of the time, anything I'd say in a sharp tone, her dog would know to stop barking and sit down. My neighbor came back and I mentioned I'd worked on a little training too, and showed her that by firmly saying, no, her dog would chill now. She seemed a little weird about that but she still paid me. Then a few days later she showed back up at my house furious asking what I did to her dog because he doesn't do shit but sit on his ass nowadays. And that it wasn't just, no, damn near anything she said to him he'd act like he was brain dead and just sit there. She was yelling at me that she wanted her money back for me having pets it, which I didn't think was fair. I'd honestly been trying to do her and the rest of the neighborhood a favor. Am I the asshole for training my neighbor's dog? Not the asshole, she never trained her dog and you took action. The neighborhood probably thanks you for that lol. Not the asshole. She is a terrible dog owner. Training a dog gives them confidence by allowing them to understand what is expected of them, and allowing them to know how to be good, receive lots of love, praise, and treats. A confident dog is a happy dog. Spoiler alert. Happy dogs are usually pretty chill most of the time. Not the asshole, and maybe your neighbor needs to adjust her tone when speaking to her dog. If I was another person in the neighborhood, I'd probably have given you some money as thanks for getting yappy dog to quiet down. Not the asshole. Your neighbor a nit too bright now, ya hear? Not the asshole. Can I send my neighbor's chihuahua to you too? Not the asshole. I would respond with the same blank stare and silence that her dog gives to her. Am I the asshole for telling my future mill it's not our fault she doesn't have anywhere to stay? My mill lives in another state and me and her son are getting married soon. She's looking to book a hotel or Airbnb for a week or so now. The thing is she waiting until less than a month from the wedding to look for one. I sent her so many affordable rooms and Airbnbs in her budget for over a year and a half. All of them only required a $50 deposit to book them too. Since we're in a super touristy city she can't find a room or Airbnb within her budget. Due to the wedding we have absolutely no extra money to help her out. She asked if she and her boyfriend could stay in our apartment in the living room the day before and the night of the wedding. We told them absolutely not. We aren't getting a hotel and are coming back to our apartment after the wedding and I don't want to spend my wedding night with his mom and her boyfriend in the living room. He agreed and is completely on my side. She started complaining about how it's gonna be my fault she can't make it to the wedding and more BS. I straight up said, it's not our fault you don't have anywhere to stay. You decided to wait till last minute and this is your own fault. My fiancé agreed and told her to stop texting and attacking me. He also told her I was right and this is nothing but poor planning on her part. She hasn't spoken to us since and we're not sure if she's coming to the wedding now. I don't think I'm the asshole but my mom told me I was for speaking to her like that. Am I the asshole? Wow. Not only did you hold her accountable for her actions but your fiancé supported you and defended you to your future mill. You set boundaries. If I could insert a gif with an applause I would. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I suspect she did plan where to stay, it's just that her plan didn't work out for her due to you having a spine and saying no. Surely she planned to stay at your place all along while playing it off as one of those things that can't be helped. Not the asshole. Her lack of preparation does not, say it with me, constitute an emergency on your part. You put your foot down firmly and clearly, and she's mad you won't bend to what she wants. Good on you for standing your ground. I can't imagine coming home from a wedding to guests crashing in your apartment. And good on your fiancé. This is one of the few I've read where significant other actually stands up as well against parents. Not the asshole. She either is that disorganized, or she thought she was so smart and this would force your hand to let her stay at your house for free and ruin your wedding night. Either way, this kind of behavior from a mill is to be nipped in the bud and that's what you did. Good for your fiancé for standing up for you. And your mother probably just wants to set a precedent that she expects your fiancé not to stand up for himself if she mistreats him lol, so better get that into check early on as well. Not the asshole. You have enough on your plate with the wedding. She's had an entire year to book one of the many places you've provided her. To ask to stay with you is fine, but when you said it isn't doable she should have left it at that instead of berating you and telling you it's your fault if she can't make it. You had every right to stand up for yourself. Unsolicited advice. Let him deal with his side of the family now and forever. Not the asshole. Good to hear that he supports you. Am I the asshole for telling my brother-in-law what happened? Some time ago my middle son, 6, told me that he really likes flowers. He then asked me to buy him some. I told my husband and now my son has a small collection. He treasures it a lot. We gave my other 2 kids flowers the first time as well but they threw them away immediately or gave them to their brother. Anyways, my sister and her family were over for dinner and her kids and mine ran off to play. Sometime later my eldest comes to me saying that my middle son is sad. He wasn't crying yet but he was holding back tears. I asked him what happened and he told me that his cousin went to his room and took his flowers. When I asked him why his cousin would do that he told me that she just thought they were pretty and wanted them so she took them. I went to find her so I could get the flowers back and found her with her mom with the flowers around her. I explained to her what happened and my sister just stared at me in disbelief. They're just flowers, is what she said. I told her that yeah they are but they belong to my son and he wants them back. I told her that my son would definitely share if she just asked politely. She rolled her eyes and said, but they're literally just flowers, what's a little boy doing with them anyway? I told her that her saying that was a whole other issue but I just want the flowers back without causing a scene. She told me that she'll give them back after her daughter is done playing with them. So I went to her husband and told him what happened after my niece began bending the stems and he looked really embarrassed and immediately told me he was sorry. He went to his daughter and got the flowers and gave them back to my son himself. He then talked to his daughter who also apologized. I thought that was it, but my sister was fuming the whole time. Before leaving she began arguing with me, calling me real mature, for apparently snitching to her husband. She said that I've given them another reason to fight now and that she hopes I'm happy with my stupid flowers. Am I the asshole? The flowers are fake, by the way. Not the asshole, your sister sucks. Boys are allowed to like flowers, LMAO. I'm glad your brother-in-law apologized and used it as a teaching moment with your niece. Not the asshole. If she and her husband fought, it's because he could recognize that she was allowing her daughter to be selfish and inconsiderate, and she was encouraging that bad behavior. Not the asshole. If one parent can't control the kid, of course you'd go to the other. Plus you were only standing up for your own kid. Either way you are not responsible for their internal issues. NTA. Your sister should have dealt with this when she had the chance. She could have done the right thing but didn't because she thought it wasn't right for a boy to play with flowers. Not the asshole. You're not responsible for their marriage issues, and are entirely within your right to seek an adequate outcome to the situation when your sister is being unreasonable. Your brother-in-law responded how any reasonable person would be expected to. Not the asshole. Your brother-in-law is the real one for not being an ass about your son liking flowers and immediately putting the situation right. Your sister sucks.